Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an early head start for lesson 26, characterization of parallel lines. You should be on page 159 in your binders. Okay, I'm going to walk through number 1 with you guys. Then you're going to finish number 2 and 3 on your own. So we need to sketch the graphs of the system y equals 2/3 x plus 4 and y equals 4/6 x minus 3. So first thing, something that you guys have had a difficult time is that we got to figure out how to graph it. Remember weeks ago, I showed you the equation y equals mx plus b. If it looks like y equals line, you know that m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. And you can graph from there. So if you take a look, both of my equations are y equals. So I don't have to do any work. I can just label my m and my b right away. So when I have y equals 2/3 x plus 4, my m, or my slope, is 2/3. And since my 2 is positive 2, that means I'm going to go up 2, and I always go to the right. My b is 4. Remember, if it's your y-intercept, it's on your y-axis. So I'm going to start at 4. Again, you always start at your b. And from there, I'm going to use my slope, 2/3, to plot my next point. So from here, I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 3. I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2, to the right 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put a point here. I typically want to have more than 2 points to graph my line just to make it more precise. So again, I'm going to go backwards now. So when I go backwards, I need to do the opposite of my slope. So now I'm going to go down, right, down, and to the left. So instead of, I'm going to go back to my, so if I go to the point I just left off on, again, if I go down 2, 1, 2, and to the left 3, 1, 2, 3, that gets me back to where I started, my y-intercept. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go down 2 and to the left 3, 1, 2, 3, and another point goes here. I continue. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to go down 2, 1, 2, and to the left 3, 1, 2, 3. And another point will go at -6, 0. Again, graph your line. Make sure your equation goes through your entire graph. And make sure you have arrows on the ends. Make sure also that your line has your label. Y equals 2/3 x plus 4. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to graph my other equation. Y equals 4/6 x minus 3. My m is 4/6. And my b is -3. So again, I always start at my b, or my y-intercept. So on my y-axis, I need to go down to -3. Here's -3. And again, from here, I'm going to use my slope to plot a few more points. So my slope was 4/6. So from here, I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go to the right 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put a point here. That's all the room I have in my graph. So I'm going to plot that point. So I'm going to create that line. Again, make sure that you have arrows on the end. and label it with your equation. Y equals 4 over 6, x minus 3. So now let's go ahead and look at questions A and B for number 1. Okay, so now for part A, I need to identify the slope of each equation. So remember, in my standard equation of a line, y equals mx plus b, my m is my slope. So for y equals 2/3 plus x, the number in place of my m, which is in front of my x, would be 2/3. So I would say m equals 2/3. If I look at the equation to my right, I have y equals 4/6 x minus 3. So my number in place of my m in front of my x, my m would be 4/6. Now if we just look at those two fractions, 2/3 and 4/6, we got to think about what we notice. If I look at 4/6, could this fraction simplify? They could both be divided by 2 because they're both even numbers. And 4 divided by 2 would give me 2, and 6 divided by 3 would give me 2. So now take a look. What do you notice about my slope? Really, they're the same number. Same slope. Now for part B, I have to go ahead. I have to identify the y-intercept of each equation. We want to know are the y-intercepts the same or different. So in the equation y equals 2/3 x plus 4, my slope, or my y-intercept, which is my b, is 4. For the equation y equals 4/6 x minus 3, my y-intercept is -3. So my y-intercepts for this question are different. So now that you've already gone through exercise 1, go ahead, finish exercise 2 and exercise 3 in your binder. After that, go ahead and complete your Google form. I've already emailed it to you. It's called Lesson 26. You do have 2 or 3 questions on there that will count towards your fluency grade for today. Again, I cannot stress to you, exercise 2 and 3 you are not going to do in class. So you need to go ahead and take time to do that now. See you later in class today. We will go ahead and we'll take a look at exercises 4 through 10 in class today.